When is the best time for a veteran to file a claim? In today's video, I am going to share when is the best time to file a claim and also what you can do leading up to filing that claim. So stick around. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of CAMD89 VA Claims Consulting, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing when is the best time to file your VA claim and what are some examples of things that you can do before filing that claim. Now, I think it's best that I describe this in three separate categories, okay? So, category number one, BDD claims, benefit delivery discharge claims. These are for active duty service members. Now, when is the best time for you to file a claim? On the 180th day before you ETS or retire from active service. Now, the BDD claim criteria states that you can submit a claim between 90 and 180 days out. But when is the best time? 180 days. Because you want to give your claim the best chance for due process and get a rating decision before you leave active duty, okay? So that gives the VA about 6 months, okay? Some of my clients, some have filed a claim between that 90 and 80th, 180th day mark, and they're not getting rating decisions until they leave active duty. Now, I'm not saying if you file a claim on that 6 month, that 180th day, you're going to get a rating decision before you leave active duty. But what you do is give your claim a chance to get rated before you leave active duty, okay? Now, what are some things that active duty service members can do before that 6 month mark? Start going to sick call, medical, and get things documented. Don't listen to your supervisor. Don't listen to the platoon sergeant. Don't listen to the first sergeant. Don't even listen to the commander. Get it documented, because I guarantee you they're getting their stuff documented. So when they get out, they're going to be squared away and you're going to be left out in the cold. Now is not the time to suck it up. Go get it documented, and get it documented more than one time. You know why? I've been seeing some CMP exams from third-party examiners, okay? Not so much active duty, but for veterans that are no longer on active duty, they only got that particular condition documented one time. You know what some of these third-party examiners are doing that are not veterans? Oh, the veteran is only seen one time in service. So there's no continued continuity or whatever, no diagnosis, sends it back to the rater. The rater has denied due to no diagnosis. Get it documented multiple times. Keep records, okay? Keep records. And the main thing, don't wait until 7 months before that 6 month period where you can file your claim. I don't care if you're a year, 2 or 3 out from separation or retirement, get things documented. Keep a copy of all your records. Trust me, because once you leave active duty, that's it. You're going to be in a situation like so many vets, they're going to be struggling. You're going to be struggling trying to get service connected for things that, oh, Dwayne told me to get things documented before that 6 month period. And guess what? On that separation exam, already have a list of all the conditions that you were treated for or diagnosed while on active duty, because you want to put that on the separation exam. All right? Now, category number two, you're no longer on active duty and you've never filed a claim before. First thing, you want to call 1-800-827-1000. I'm going to say it again. 1-800-827-1000. It's right here, okay? 800-827-1000. And you want to tell them, I want to do an intent to file for compensation. Okay? So the time for you to file a claim is now. But before you do it, there's some other things. Call that 800 number first, okay? Intent to file for compensation. If you don't know what an intent to file is, don't worry about it. I'll link it to the end of this video, okay? They're not supposed to ask you what you're claiming, okay? They're just supposed to take it and put it in your records. In about a couple of weeks, you should receive a letter. I wouldn't wait for that 2 weeks. I'll call back the next day, especially if you're getting towards the end of the month, and confirm that that individual actually took your intent to file. And then ask them, can they email it to you? Guess what you want to do? You want to keep that for your records too, all right? So now you know the time to file a claim is right now, because the VA is constantly changing things, and they can either go for the vet or against the vet, all right? You've already done the intent to file. Now you're saying, Dwayne, what do I do? Sit down and think about the conditions you want to claim, and do they fall under the 5 ways of service connection? I have a lot of videos out there on my YouTube channel, step 1 of the VA claims process, where I'm talking about the 5 ways of service connection. I'm not talking about, oh, I went to the VA hospital, they diagnosed me with sleep apnea, so I'm gonna go on the benefit side, VBA, and file a claim. But you never was treated, diagnosed, or complained about in service. Guess what? Denied, okay? So think about things that you went on sick call for. Think about things you went to medical that is documented in your records, okay? Now, when you do that, where do they fall under the 5 ways of service connection? What is the criteria? Then you submit the claim, okay? Now, some claims may be a little bit more complex than that, okay? That's just a basic, straight, easy claim, all right? For example, if you're claiming tinnitus, that's the only thing you're claiming. Well, you file a claim and you explain to the examiner, hey, in my IMOs, I was exposed to acoustic trauma. And you talk about that. And do you have constant ringing in the ears now? Just an example, okay? Now, if you have a very complex claim, then there could be some other things that you will need to be doing, okay? So this is just very basic things, all right? So again, second category, you're no longer on active duty. Time to file that claim is now. Intent to file, okay? You got that out of the way, and you've taken time to sit down and think of things that is documented, possibly documented, showing treatment or diagnosis in service, and those things that you can claim. And also, if you have some additional treatment or evidence like that that you can submit with your claim to show a current diagnosis, okay? Now, moving right along, category number 3, okay? You're already service connected. You went through, you could be at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% or whatever, and you want to file a claim. The time for you to file that claim is now. I hear so many veterans, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna go get this treatment, I'm gonna go get that. The time is now. But what are some things that you can be doing? The intent to file. Again, call 800-827-1000 and tell them you want to do an intent to file for compensation, okay? Compensation, all right? Now, once you have that out of the way, they're going to ask you, hey, is there anything else that we can do for you? Yes, it is. I would like for you to email me my disability breakdown letter to include the diagnostic codes. I'm going to say it again. Can you email me my disability breakdown letter to include the diagnostic codes, okay? They can do that. If the person don't want to email it to you, tell them thank you, hang the phone up, call back and get somebody else, okay? Now, when they email it to you, there's 3 things on there that you're going to be looking for. Which is service connected for, the percentage, and the diagnostic code, okay? So now, once you figure that out, take those percentages, add them up. I use a calculator to get your overall percentage. Now, it'll tell you if you're at 70%, it's going to say 70%. But you could not be at an actual 70%. You could fall between 65 and 74%, and you're not going to reach that 80% threshold until you hit 85%, okay? So that's key. Now, when you go through that letter, tell you what your service connected for, the percentages, and then on the right side is going to tell you the diagnostic codes, okay? So if you feel, one, hey, I believe I deserve an increase in my 0% for migraines, okay, just as an example. When you look up that diagnostic code 8100, which is for migraines / headaches, it'll tell you the criteria for the 0, 10, 30, and 50. If you feel you meet the 50, understand what that criterion means. So when you go to that exam, you're talking about the 50%, not the 30%, okay? So you want to figure out what it is, if I'm claiming an increase in something I'm already service connected for, or there are secondary conditions that I want to claim secondary to what I'm already service connected for, and or is it some conditions that I have in my medical records from active duty that I haven't claimed yet, okay? So then you're coming up with a game plan. And again, when you get these conditions, where do they fall under the 5 ways of service connection? So there's going to be several videos on my YouTube channel that you're going to be viewing. Now, once you've done all that, you submit the claim, because guess what? Now, in each one of those 3 categories I just talked about, you are now educated. You have leveled the playing field, okay? But for category number 2 and category number 3, you want to make sure you keep everything that you have, especially from active duty. If you're in category number 2 and you never filed a claim before, you don't have a claims file, but hopefully you kept a copy of your medical records. If you're in category number 3 and you're already service connected, you already know, go to my description section of any of my videos and I explain how you get a copy of your claims file. You should already have that for full transparency. If you have that and you do these few things, now you have leveled the VA playing field as it comes to the VA claims process. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.